I don't know. Well, let's check that.
And met with
Mkwai, so at Nagachinda ali pa Ntwankane, pa Chilenje police. But first can still go to Ntwankane. So, good afternoon, Mwebantu. And we are back on this platform. I will talk a bit and then I'll open the phone lines. So, yeah, I'm sure some of you have already seen the news that Nakachinda has been detained. Nakachinda has been detained at Chilenge police station. Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned and warned. He has not been arrested, he has not been detained. So Emmanuel Mwamba is free, but Nakachinda has been detained. Now, the issue, what are the issues? The issues, Nakachinda has been detained over that press briefing that they had after, you know, we had that poisonous maize. When we had that poisonous maize, which a lot of dogs died, and I want to believe that there are people as well that could have, you know, suffered from that poisonous mealie meal. I am very sure of that, because if we have dogs dying in the manner that they died so quickly, you know, I strongly believe that even there must be some human beings that could have suffered from that and possibly even die out of that. Possibly even die out of that. The only thing is that most of the times when we get sick and we go to our hospitals, it is very difficult for our hospitals to really detect, I mean, the ailment that we have. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Many times people just die without even knowing exactly why they died. What is the cause? Go after hospital, umutwe. I mean, some of us who have nursed people in our hospitals, we fully understand that our hospitals have got serious challenges in identifying the ailments of different people. Very, very difficult. I mean, nga mwako hospital, kuma hospital kumie suku. Efo bapima ni malaria, nga mwashuka ngana wakatama ingredients, aya kupima malaria. Ni malaria na fish vimbi bapima. Mostly ni malaria bapima. It's very difficult to do ama test yambi. They usually don't. They usually don't. So, based on that, I strongly believe that there could be people that got affected and that could have even died. And some of them, some of you, some of you because as we are speaking, you don't even know how safe it is. You don't know. So those of you who have got means, I would advise you to go to some of these hospitals. Be proactive. When such a thing happens, be proactive. You go to a hospital, you get tested. And you know, these days, you don't really have to go to the hospital to check your blood, to check some of these issues. You can simply go to a lab. There are a number of labs, private labs. So you can go to a lab and you say, I want you to test for this and that. And they can be able to test you and you know where you are. I strongly encourage you that after what was exposed in public, that we had mealie meal which was poisonous, I strongly encourage you citizens to take a proactive role by going to a hospital and check. I don't know what you have to check, but I'm sure the experts will advise you to say that afroxine, it affects this way, and these are the tests that you can do. So if you have got means, please go to a hospital, go to a lab, and let them test you. Don't just wait until you are sick. because some of these things, ailments all the time, when they are identified earlier, you have a higher chance of recovering. You have a higher chance of curing whatever that ailment that you could have. So I encourage you to do that. Anyway, getting back to what I'm talking about, Nakachinda spoke about that issue. I want to be honest, sometimes this is where the challenge comes in, where, when you are in opposition, you want to agree with everything that your friends in opposition are saying. But I, for one, I didn't agree that. I think talking about the issues of genocide and terrorism, I felt that I think it was out of the subject. I think it went a little bit too far. But still, that doesn't mean that Nakachinda committed a crime. I didn't agree, and I still don't agree to say, no, the government was trying to commit genocide. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. But at the same time, I don't agree that Nakachinda committed a crime. You see, government should first of all be responsible. Government should first of all be responsible. Who is at fault here? Is it Nakachinda or government? It is government. It is government. Government, you are the ones that were careless. You are the ones that risked the lives of the Zambians. So if there is somebody that should be arrested, it's government. If there is somebody that should be arrested, it's government, and that government is headed by Hakainde Hichilema. And everything, ends up on Hakainde Hichilema. So if there is somebody that should be responsible, that should be apologizing, that should be taken on, it's Hakainde Hichilema and his government. They are the ones that exposed the Zambian people to this poison. They are the ones that have caused a number of animals to die. I'm one of the victims. My dog died the other day as a result of whatever. And I saw somebody making a comment asking me to say, how do you know that it's that? Tests were done. And we have, I'm not just talking from without, we have test results from the lab, which confirms that our dog died as a result of afroxy. So I'm speaking from on a firm ground. And yes, somebody was also saying, but you don't only have one dog. How come the other dogs are okay? Yes, it's true. But look, all animals have got immune system, but we all have different immune system. We all have different immune system. So even among dogs, there are some dogs that have got a lower immune system. When exposed to, these toxic chemicals or whatever it is, some of them, they become more vulnerable. Others, they are stronger. So there is a difference. It's the same with human beings. There are some human beings that, even the serious ailments that we talk about, they don't contract them. There are some people that, for example, cannot even contract HIV/AIDS. They can't. So we are different. So I'm just trying to respond because I saw one young man asking me to say whatever. So we have got different immune systems. So between the two, you might be the two of you. You might consume the same poison. One person will survive. The other one will die because of the different immune system, the different bodies, the different vulnerabilities that we have as human beings, as well as animals. So I am still repeating that even you people who are watching, some people may not be affected by this poison that was brought by UPND, but some of you might be affected. And the best that you can do, you better, go and test yourself. Going back to Nakachinda, I still say that I don't agree to bring in the issue of genocide. I think genocide is a very serious issue that should not easily be brought into some of these issues, serious as they may be. Yes, it is serious. I mean, some people died, but surely to go and accuse, to go and suspect people of genocide, I think it's a little bit too much. But not everything that is said out of context is a crime. This is one thing that you we need to understand. And this is my advice to you by UPND. I am objectively and humbly advising you that don't be led by emotions. Some of these things, you don't have to quickly go arrest. You don't have to quickly arrest people. You don't have to. You don't have to rush into arresting people and detaining them. You need to be very careful with some of these issues. So, for example, the issue of if you are Vungefi, I mean, let's face it, you should bear the responsibility. You should take the responsibility of our government. You are the ones that brought Ififi poison, and the people were reacting. And you know, as politicians, I mean, we tend to, it to be inflammatory. We tend to be inflammatory. We tend to exaggerate. This is, I mean, it's part of politics. It's part of politics. It's part of politics. The way we talk sometimes, you know, we take it, you know, to a higher level. We take it to a higher level. It doesn't mean that somebody has committed a crime, especially when you're talking about this criminal, whatever. You know, mind you, I am not learned, but I know that a criminal case has got actus reus and mens reus. So some of these cases, really, they might lack, you know, somebody, yes, might say it, actus reus, he might say it, yes, he said this, but it might fall on mens reus because he didn't have the intention of doing or committing that crime. When you are doing politics, it's not that when you say some of these things, it's not that you want a country to go on fire. No. No. So, Munevako, very careful in the way that you are handling these things. Especially that you now have the international community discussing you in terms of human rights. Zambia right now, countries are reading about Zambia. That Zambia has been warned. Zambia has been warned. This news is going around. So you need to be very careful on how you handle issues. You cannot be arresting the Secretary General of the biggest political party when you are still talking about issues of you arresting the opposition. Nakachinda is the Secretary General of the opposition political party, the biggest political party. Is the Secretary General. Whilst you are still discussing these issues, and you have arrested him for what? For condemning you for bringing poison to the Zambian people, for feeding people poison. You are the people that fed people poison. You gave people poison via UPND. You are the one that brought poison. And Nakachinda is reacting to that. How he brings it out, that is irrelevant. The point is that you are the people that should be responsible to respond to the nonsense that you caused. So it is not very good. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. And especially when we are going through a lot of challenges. Because remember, Zambia is not an island. Zambia needs the international community, and you know it. The manifesto of UPND it starts on IMF and ends on IMF. That's it. It starts on IMF and ends with IMF. And then these other countries, the member countries of IMF, come in. But really, it is on IMF. So UPND needs the international community. And you don't want to mess up the international community amidst the challenges that we are going through. Ulianakachinda mwalonga. And you are determined to keep him. This is the other point. You are determined to keep Nakachinda inside. You want Nakachinda, you know, to be punished. But that is also a bad strategy. I am a police nankane. These people that you arrest and put in custody, you create a platform for different people to converge. You create a platform for different people to, to sympathize with one another and strengthen their bonds. When people are going through the challenges, the sympathizers and others, they create a bond. very soon you will start seeing people going to sympathize with Nakachinda. People going to sympathize with Nakachinda. And in all the media, about media, waiting for people to come. So even those politicians who have nothing to say, you now create a platform for them to go and say something, for them to appear on cameras. For them to appear on cameras. Politically, if you are good, you people, if you are good, you would realize what I'm telling you. You would realize what I'm telling you. That these arrests, and when you bring people, when you put people in Muma cells, you create a platform for them, to bond. For them, because bonding, what I mean is, for example, there was a time when Sean Tembo was really on like a lone man. Sean Tembo was like a lone man, hunting alone and whatever. When Sean Tembo was arrested and thrown in Woodlands police station, Didale and whatever, other political parties came in to, to put pressure on government to help Sean Tembo. When Sean Tembo came out, that is when Sean Tembo warmed up to other political parties. He realized that it is important to be in a family. So that situation of Sean Tembo being arrested made Sean Tembo appreciate other political parties. Same thing, but recently, Fred Member was inside. And look how many people flocked to Fred Member. Even Savoy, they were inside. Look how many people were flocking there. So that naturally creates a bond among the opposition. Such that, number, you look, Fred Member, he was there. He was kukabwe. He took whatever food stuff. Kuli chitotela and Ntwan Kanoyo. Nixon Chilango. So, if I know this is not good for you, and this is free advice I'm giving you, you don't need to be creating these bonds. You don't need. Apart from that, the international community. So if you are chitika, with what is currently happening, no, we are not arresting people. And now, you have arrested Nakachinda. Most likely, Edgar Lungu is going to go there. Definitely Edgar Lungu will go there. And whether you are going to allow Edgar Lungu to see Nakachinda or not, the fact is that Edgar Lungu will appear there, and there will be cameras, and we will be seeing it on social media. And those people, the international community, they will see to say, you see what we are talking about. So even those that could have been doubting the report of the United Nations for Human Rights Commission, they will see to say, look, this is exactly what we are talking about. It will be a confirmation. So surely, from my point of view, Austin at Obista, Katushinga ni pwe, ngani pwe, at Prince Obista pwe. I tell you, are very stupid. Honestly, with what I'm saying here, you are stupid. Anyway, 20%. But so, with what is currently happening, surely you would have avoided this. You would have just let Nakachinda. Because the mistake is on the part of government. Okay, fine. You have arrested Nakachinda. Why don't you give him bond? Why don't you give Nakachinda bond? Hakainde Hichilema. You have been talking about giving bond. You are arrested at 10 hours. By 14 hours, you are given bond. So, okay, fine. Let's agree that, okay, Nakachinda needs to go to court and let the court decide. Why don't you give him bond? Why do you want Nakachinda to spend a night in Chilenje? Because that is a clear human rights violation. That is very clear. It's a very clear human rights violation. You have arrested him. You have made up your mind. Why do you want Nakachinda to stay inside? Fine, let's agree. Let's say, okay, Nakachinda deserves to be arrested for what he said. But why not give him bond? If you are a government that follows the law, with your president pronouncing himself several times that you are arrested in the morning, 14 hours, you are given bond. Why not give him bond? Why not give him bond? That is a human rights violation. That is a clear human rights violation. So, fine, you can talk about all that. You can justify the arrest, fine. But how are you going to justify detaining Nakachinda in Onshita? This is 14 hours to Zambia. You have got all the time to process bond. Sureties are there. Why not give him bond? Give him bond. Let him go home. Let him go home. You may not like Nakachinda, but follow the law. Follow the law. Don't punish the guy. Don't punish the guy. So that is on Nakachinda. That is on Nakachinda. The other issue is on Emmanuel Mwamba. Emmanuel Mwamba, the government, I understand that he was warned and cautioned. Now, warned and cautioned basically means that the police are investigating a matter. Okay, they caution you, which is the right thing to do. They will call you and they will caution you to say, Bwana, we are investigating a case. We are investigating you over such a matter. And Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned, just like Ontwan Kanoy, Mao Samba, over the MTN building, former MTN building, and the society business park. Those are the two issues that Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned on, just like Mao Samba. But like I said before, Mao Samba went to court, went to police. This again is a wrong move. Is a wrong move. Why is it a wrong move? Apainova UPND na muchenjere sheshani mwalicha ediru. There is clear corruption in this. There is clear corruption. There is clear corruption. There is something that is fishy concerning a society business park. There is something fishy concerning that building, Iam Roads Park. There is something fishy. And if you are going to, because these people have spoken about it, and they have linked Hakainde Hichilema to it, because why you are reacting, this is the problem. This is the autocracy that we have. Whenever Hakainde Hichilema comes in, Nishwapia, Iwapia. Whenever Hakainde Hichilema comes in, Nishwapia, Wapia. So, this issue is all because people are trying, are linking Hakainde Hichilema to African life. Because it is being alleged that the building MTN was owned by African Life. And African Life, before Hakainde Hichilema, was part of that company. Of course, Hakainde Hichilema claims to have sold the shares and is not part of it. But we know how this business is done. Hakainde Hichilema is not anywhere on any of these companies. Claiming that he has sold the shares. But we know that he's still a beneficiary of these companies. It may not be in black and white, but we know these things. So because of that, because of Hakainde Hichilema being linked to African Life and this building, you swing into action, wanting to arrest people, wanting to arrest Mao Samba, wanting to arrest now even Emmanuel Mwamba. Now, from my point of view, again, if you are doing politics and you are strategic, you are being, you know, you are focused If you are focused, you will not just look at the emotions of these people talking and swing into action to arrest them. Because when these cases, when these people are arrested and then they go kumakoti, it means now the story will be prolonged. You will be discussing this story. And it doesn't matter. Hakainde Hichilema might not even be close to this African life. He might not even be close at the moment. It might be true. But really, who is going to believe him? Who is going to believe that government in Twankane, NAPSA, NAPSA went and bought this building without following procedure? Who is going to believe? Who is going to believe? Why would government hastily enter into buying a building which really they don't have a use for? Which has got no use for the Zambian government. It doesn't have a use. That building has no use. We don't need that building. So why spend a lot of money on that building? Which money, again, which price is actually inflated? So it can only, everyone would only think that the president is involved. Is involved. And as you even keep talking, going kumakoti, the name of the president will keep on coming up. And no matter how you try to say, no, Hakainde Hichilema is not involved, it will still remain in the minds of the people to say, there is no way a government would act so quickly. There is no way the government will ignore following procedures on acquiring properties. They did it because the president is involved. That will remain. And if you are really good politicians, you don't want to lose one person. You want to gain people. And if you are going to be having these cases which are showing that, yes, there is actually corruption, it is not good for you. This is free advice. Free advice. Because what Mao Sampa said and what Emmanuel Mwamba said, there is some truth. There is some truth. And you know, when you're talking about criminal, if you want to prosecute people criminally, if there is some truth, that's it. That's it. That's it. When you're talking about some of these cases where, you know, you want to say people lied. A person where justice exists, one person cannot be taken to court over one little component where it was not accurate, as far as who is the owner. Because the biggest issue is not about the owner. The issue is about government acquiring a property which it doesn't need at an exorbitant price. That is the issue. And the linkage to the president, that is the issue. It is not about who owns it, no. The issue is there is corruption here. How did government acquire this property? Or they acquired this property because Hakainde Hichilema is the owner of the company that owned this thing. Oh, no. They are not the owners. They are not the owners. No. Records are there. They may have sold it, but records are there that no, they are still the owners. The court cannot send somebody to prison for that. The court cannot do that. But meanwhile, the name of the president and government at large would have been drawn into the mud. Would have been drawn in the mud. And if you really care, if you are not dictators, you would mind what people are saying about your government. But because you are dictators, you don't care. So, from my point of view, it is wrong to be emotive, to be very emotional when dealing with some of these issues. Mune tontonkanyako 3 steps forward. Okay, if we do this, what will happen here, and so on and so forth. Okay, twikate mwamba, twikate Mao Samba. We bring them before court. Who is going to be on trial? Is it Maozi or Emmanuel Mwamba? Or it is the government? mwikata nakachinda. Really? Who brought if ungefya wola? Ni mwebo. No one etero bungo wawola. And it has affected people. Eh? So, on up on that. Okay, mwikata. Your president said you are arrested at 10 hours. 14 hours, you are given bond. Nakachinda was arrested in the morning. Give him bond. That way, you can argue with the United Nations for Human Rights Commission. You can argue with them. Not you are arguing with them. Meanwhile, you are locking up people. And you are creating a platform for people now to go there and start, making statements. Akonika advice finami perako. Mulimu win off. Actually, you're supposed to even pay me because this advice that I've given you, it should cost you a lot of money. Somebody should send a 50 pin. This advice I've given you is very important. If you say tafile panga sense, mutume 50 pin for this free advice nami pay. Kuti mwatu mama phone. Na imumba chiteko advice, or you can bring up any other issue. You can now call in. You can now call in, and I mean, if there is any other issue that you want to bring up, we can bring it up and we can discuss it. If you want to ask any question, you can ask. We are here. I'm your public lawyer, Chilufya Tayali, President of Economic and Equity Party. Tukateka fye wino kuntashu. Tukateka fye wino. Mwila tusula. Ukuteka tukateka. Tuchiringa fye, taking it easy. Festival Lungu wabwere repo, the sorting into. Then we'll see what will happen in 2031. Kuteka tukateka. Ukuteka kwena tayari yakateka ko. And it's not just about ukuteka. It's about, changing the lives of Zambians. Changing the lives of Zambians. But everything has got its time. For now, tend to support the Lungu. Tend to support the Lungu. So that, we can see how things will go. Yeah. So, mkwe. Hello? Hello?
Hello, President Mawombe Shine.
Mkwe Mawombe.
Hello? Michael Sabino.
Mkwe.
Mkwe. If you want to understand our presidency, abantu aba kabishinga bakumvuvu mulanda bishipini. No bada ukisha kwa president batu batari bushe. Ama by election yatika muzamba bantu wale mwana kali atinga wa by election wale so ndaba opposition baba senda then bana balera ngana uzere MBC bana ngutamu kuchecking amafaro paper ya shiri no by no start to mwana bosha musango fila chitika wale bombasha kanya abana.
To be honest with you, fila chitika. To be honest with you, fila chitika, just that opochashu pila these days, the big political parties, especially by PF, they don't participate. So these small political parties, when things are happening, they don't tend to get the same coverage that these big political parties do. So that happens, but that doesn't mean that ECZ tabaleba kwali benjuke shine. But some of these basic things, they are doing them.
Okay.
Mkwe.
How?
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mawombe ni mata.
Mkwe Mawombe.
Mkwe ino basirwamba.
Mkwe basirwamba.
We like your program.
Thank you.
Speaking for the voiceless here in Zambia. You can't speak freely. Or Alanda coffee against them. They will look for you. look for you, secretly arrest you, and deposit you away from your relatives. The international community, if they can happen to listen to this program that you've brought, it will be very, very helpful, because us Zambians, we are speaking through you. We are speaking through you. There is nothing that is being talked about. It's a lie. No. It's the truth. Just like what you're saying, Mr. Ngashinda is been arrested. Ama charges ashkwete na value. And what you're saying is true. Why not giving a bond? Because the president is on record saying, no, wakukata 10 hours, 14 hours, wakupera bond. Ngapali evidence, 14 hours, wakutora court. Court wakupera bail. But it's not happening. Continue speaking, Mr. Tayali. And I know you're in a very, very difficult situation, but we are praying for you. And we are praying that one day you'll come back and speak right here in our country.
No,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I need your prayers. I need your support. I need your prayers.
Sure.
I need your support. So please continue.
Sure. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah. So indeed, these are straightforward things. And you know, they are part of the law. But you see, when the president emphasizes, even he goes into parliament, Hakainde Hichilema was speaking in parliament, you are arrested at 10 hours. By 14 hours, you are given bond. Why not do that to Nakachinda? Why not do that to Nakachinda? Why is Nakachinda still Muma sales? You see? So these are some of the challenges, and this is what the international community are talking about. And the more the international community start talking about Zambia in the negative, it is going to be challenging. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mkwai.
I think issue is from what I'm now looking at the way UPN are misbehaving toward Zambians. I think sanction would be the best. Sanction would be the best, especially to HH and his associates. Would be the best to tell you, if you allow HH to continue with this trajectory, Zambia can become like Congo.
Kanabesa, ama sanctions yeta tamayo, because Zambia apatuli, it is like it is going through sanctions. We don't have any sanctions, but we are like going through sanctions right now. So any sanction,
No, you know what? You know what? Some of these things, you can put it according to what you understand. But looking at the trajectory, HH has I think, in my understanding, I think sanction would be the best, especially to ministers like Cornelius Mwetwa, ministers like permanent, including permanent secretary like this useless PS
Tabokawan.
Yes. These are the people supposed to be given sanctions. Tabokawan, these people, including Jackie Mwim, is the worst Home Affairs Minister ever. These people should be given sanction by Americans, because what Zambians are going through, you can imagine what Tayali. From yesterday, 23 hours, up to date, no ama light Munchende. How do you survive Wamdala and a business here should pay in Zambia?
We are not safe. And these people, they are just doing it deliberately. HH knows everything that he can't go beyond 2026. The only way out is to actually punish this opposition who are speaking on behalf of Zambia, including yourself. Today, you have been chased, so to say, by HH.
Yes, I'm in exile.
So the international community leaving HH enjoying with these useless ministers at the expense of Zambians. People like you are thrown out of this country, leaving your families. Why should we keep HH not be given a sanction? Let him be given a sanction as well.
Yeah. No, thank
sanction,
you.
my brother, would be the best, especially.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I do understand when people, feel that they can't take it anymore, they will resort to this kind of situations. But yeah, sanctions. Recover. Hello. Yeah, recover my sanctions because it's on him, but he's the president. You see, he's the president, meaning he's restricted. He can't do certain things, and it'll cover. But I do understand the frustrations coming from the people, because what the situation in Zambia is like, it's becoming helpless for the Zambian people, for majority Zambian people. They can't talk, and yet they are suffering, and there's no hope, So they are becoming like helpless, and such situations, they are very dangerous. They are very dangerous. People need to be allowed. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Hey, mwachole mponkwayo.
Hey, mkwayo, bamwabombeni.
Wino. Ubuchushifya mzambia.
Ala bwafya.
Ye, kuti walila. Mazambia nzi. Man. Ero, katushinga kuti walanda shana. If not we kuno 3 days takwa bana malai 3 days not no bufya
kwisoko
kupanga bode when you are going to Lusaka West takwa ba malai kuno Hakainde neta kumulya tali burazona ichakumulya tali mu
namwishimefe mwalanda nachalanda na umoso pafoni nachalanda na umo pafoni atushe nishtadilile kwa ali amataba ya poison alepera abantu
angatali wene sana
nani papa sana Hakainde Hichilema apera abantu poison instead ngewalile ya poison
ena iwalingiro kutesta festa ajamo festimony na peshoyo bakateka
ni munyinefu
ama opposition na mwandini katushinga kuti waranda shana ero bakone ali simweta mabena bali amukube pobufi awe baba shani kubufi abantu festa
wakulowekwa
sana kaini demon ubufi ni demon
wakuloweka bali kwate umupashi wabufi
ero wali kulisha ukubepa ifile moneka ulebepa muneni pati nakachindapa tapana mufumira nomba muneni tuchachitika kuli Fred Membe era ali apo pa social media wa America balemu tuchalebe pano mufi but aba
imagine
mwali landati ni propensity mythomania
nalimyevere ero yali ba contagious once balebe pafi yali ba contagious mythomania
yali nilya balanda turu balala rumo shonse mbalala manje shaba manje shibepa pale
na majak mwimbu ambo kulabe pa majak mwimbu amdata baishiwo ufi but nabona abambo ufi
kai ku join master lebe paka hivi master kainde
not totera.
So, look at totera.
Hello? Hello?
Sorry.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Okay, yeah. Long time, my brother. Yeah, what it is, Mr. Tare, what it is, that is the truth. What require poison. Up to now, we don't know if we are we are doing what, if that meaning is still there, we don't even know. So we will say the truth, but what are arresting? Over what? So this government, whatever that will they just want to arrest you. They just want to grant. To come about the power of electricity. I saw electricity before yesterday. Up now they put electricity at my home. You see? So now they go to China to say that they are going to look for electricity energy. To do what? They think that those Chinese are true. I'm telling you, this is sense. You are selling power and you go to China to say that no, we want to check more. We want to prove electricity energy.
Imagine. I've lost that one. Hello?
Hello.
Can you imagine? At sana abantu n'abafulwa
irendebo okulanda kuli mwevo wa Chilufya ngati muleishi bamfwe tatutuma limo tumfwa ko fyetu leo umfwa fyo abantu bakososa nomba mwevo nga mwalati yo lero nshiranda kalanda ko mairo mukwa ichibuku shireta mukupwira ko munga walanda ko kumutima wa kwako nomba imu programu mwambo kuti yo lero shirezo kashi munetabe mwaisa mwabika vitule itumina kwele tule irandira gatamule kwa fyakulana
no namushwe chilenga inshabe peno kwepa sometimes na ine fila ko safe intukuno yakwati na fikosa so umuntu tawuli bwino mwamona inchito ya ndi ukuyibomba bwino kana umutwe uli bwino mwamona nombe yakwati sometimes kula bafya kwati vyachitika mwana nakutumina phone ko bati tata kono ine vantamsha ku school shikwetendalama mwamona so apo fila shupa yakwati vise ikale panole savaira fila shupa ko so sometimes ilinge chilenga ine kumyebe chishinga lesali impala I've got the good health telling you about now nalwala whatever but chilenge lingi ndaisango ko bati I'm stressed mentally and it just becomes difficult sometimes for me to to come and face people these people but then to me na pali line chishan kanshi
icho ninga mu chitako fe encourage takutira ati kuchintu chonse kwali benchita ngamwabere rukana mirandu chapter 3 verse 1 kushinta na pa chine ruvali na chine consequence punch palia chintu chonse chali kwa tenchita echo nde bature baseka kono kubaseka kali mu buteko bare muna kwa chibuteko bakabererera iyo chaka chitafya kanono konkomesa chaka chitafya kanono bena n'abapulwa n'abashinka n'amatwi n'abaleko kumfwa bare muna ati bakabererera bamuyayaya takwabo wa muyayaya takwa kuisa lero so ifwe tureba roresha kwani nomukani nokunandaza tuleranda ngatwalanda sana bare konka na mashiwi nomba mwewo wakumfwa na ulanda bare konka so nomba pakuna umfwa kuferi munga tatutumine mwa ni utekwe batatule umfwa bati kwa kulandira tatukwete twalandira kwisi aona babombe mkwai yakashita fyakanono natuishi bana yakashita
yawe yarafika chachini natotera it's true. It's true. Everything has got its own time and nothing is permanent. The only thing that is constant is time. The only thing that is constant, it's just a matter of time. And Hakainde Hichilema, really, his life is very short as a president. His life is very short as a president. Don't get me wrong. I am saying as a president. His life is very short. Very short. If he reaches 2026, he's very lucky. But to go beyond 2026, awe. Inena alilanda Hakainde Hichilema tabakafike mu 2031 tabakafikeko mu 2031 tabakafikeko. Hello?
President.
Hello? Mkwai. Hello? And when I'm saying tabakafikeko nshileba tibakafwa hiyo ndelanda as a president mu get me right na papat mwilampele milanduation nshipangile. Don't give me cases which I've not committed. Hello? Hello?
My president, Mabombe.
Mkwai Mabombe.
Mkwai. Tata ikale nifio mukugo muri. Zambia na banochikira mwa isho my president. Ture kumbwa no kukumbwa mwe bali ko kutaryuko. Rusefero akwe bachi muri separate na family but ngachako bachi muri fena family uko chamo mwa ikara fyoko kwi. Zambia Tayali bwino. Busheta kuri kwa benga tuwafu wako fe kwa zindemo na kwa chape finga tapadi file chika mu Zambia.
Alandemyewa icho mwalanda ndefo kumyebu kwa bati. I'm telling you something will come up. Something will definitely come up. I'm telling you. Something will definitely come up at some point. Something will definitely come up at some point. No, something will definitely come up. Yeah. Out of way, me fintu. You fintu very bad. You fintu very bad. Yeah. Anyway, I think atutwamuli samfwe tatupwa kusala. I think for tonight I'll leave it there, and my message is very simple. It's a gentle and objective engagement to my friends in the UPND. Hello?
Hello, Mabombe ni Tayali.
Kama Mabombe.
Phone yenu kuba busy.
Ila babize namba
kutumepo.
Ya mama phone ko bala ya putula. Mkwai, London mkwai.
Ichakubadirapo mu PF. Ile ndemo nakwati kushirikia 11 months before my elections, but we do not know the true president wa PF. Kuricha winga, kurima ozina ba Edgar Lungu. Number going forward, kushenishi kuti chabashani pantu inshi kushire ichepa.
No, lekeni miebe kwechi. Echo mwila tuishika. Echo muntu fya ulionse ela tuishika. Balungu waka wapa ballot. Balungu waka wapa ballot. If ya PF or political party, fideisa kunuma. Because ba UPND eva poka PF. Bali poka PF ba pera kuli mao sampa. baisa monati Mao Sampa ambo kulanda na balungu bali mupoka nomba bapera kuli dijali mbishiru lilyeshiru lilya ili kwete talishi nefo lilechita batebo bapera ti nimwe. So we don't know what will happen, but that shouldn't bother us because balungu bake minina even without a political party. A constitution yesu allows balungu or anyone to contest even as an independent. So balungu ba UPND nga basenda ntwanikane basenda PF kuti basenda ifefine we don't care. Balungu bake minina. So imwe mwilasa kamna mune chofati ama elections ya kesa mukavotera Lungu Chagwa.
No, but it was a confusion towards the end because it didn't nishikunga shashire parliament ama elections zero kubama confusion sha kwa faction
iyo ama factions
liba kilokia ku PND
moneni awawa kala kuisana bakabimba mayelo twali umfa bakabimba bali ya kunanika noko bali ya ku UPND busha kuti mwasakamana awawa linensala bali ya mukufwa ya ubwali muyibasakamana abo muyibasakamana bali banga ifo takusakamana nokusakwa inaishile sakamana nokusakamana banani awama politician bansala kuti bayoko balefwa yokuya but abena Zambia bengi balefwa ya Lungu abena Zambia bengi balefwa ya Lungu and Lungu ake minina whether Hakainde Hichilema talefwana ngwalefwa ya Lungu ake minina
Kawe mwandini kwenye chalo cha seva na kumfobulanda kweba kutali walolesha wabulu bobe kweba kwatikile chitika mwamfwa kwefi anyway ni chimpele kona bambi abakutuma batu menshita but isha kulekelesha kuti natemo kulanda ti kuti mwankasha koba mayo ba mumbipiri nali umfa wino sana pale baishire lomba phone number yabafyashi tiba batumineko hawe it melted my heart nali umfa wino sana
awo na chine bali batumira noko batumira bamayo bali santumina phone bali temwe chine bamayo and
awo tufuyo kwikala mchalo
and ndefano ko bati ntashe na bambi kuri na umbi umukashana uyu mulungu apwire aba ku German nao alisa batumina kona kangwe bamayo bali temwe chibi so ndeta shamonza abale to supporta munshira iya palangeyo and I'm very grateful and even my mother she's really grateful just that you know I wanted to record giving thanks but I said let me just put aside but we are grateful
we pashiri pa kulegana totela sana kumpela kwa kashitaka kulani
Hello? Anyway, let me end here. For now. Thank you very much. I hope Wakapokola they will do what their commander-in-chief has been saying. To say, ngawaika tomuntu kumupela bondi. So I hope nakachinda wala mpela bondi. Padi Mao Sampana Emmanuel Mwamba batontonga nyepo wino sana. Otherwise, if you forget mwayalwila umulilo palukasa ngevifile chitika kuli ilya kesi iya kwasha makamba na wala professor ifile tumbuka muni fimbi. So some of these things muleba very careful. Muleba kutukiro kuya kumakoti muleba very careful. Na chafo kulumbulo mkashana omwefi nomba na muleka I don't want to whatever. You should, some of these things don't be rushing kuma court. Resolve some of these things outside court. Anyway, kande yamkwa inatotela sana. Lesami pale apale ne chalo chesu cha Zambia na totela chisu mamkwa.